Good evening, everyone. Today it's Tuesday, September 19th, 2023. Um, Something cool happened this weekend. It was when it's Friday actually. It was when I was working on my Pocket Dungeon box. It had something to do with me tinkering a bit and doing a bit of details and some tests because I want to try to somehow um, increase the height of the box a bit, so that the idea is that each pieces can stay as it is while it's closed, and you don't need to always disassemble everything to close the box. And while I was doing that, my ADHD mind suddenly turned off, and I was thinking maybe it would be cool if I create similar game with a different theme based on that box that is already now increased in height. And since that box has already some elements like a gridded board and coordinates there, I was thinking maybe I can create some sort of like a battleship board game with a strong aspect of RPG in it. And that's what I did this past weekend. I came up with slightly different game using still the same box system. I still don't have name for that, and I quickly just like ramble in front of camera, shoot a bit of you know um, footage of how I was thinking the game could be played, and yeah, thanks to Bamboo Lab, I can quickly dish out some prototypes, and this is what I got so far. I still don't have name for this, but yeah, using the same box, I created this like typical battleship setup with a pretty neat slider here to contain the tag. And the idea here is you basically play as a excuse me, you basically play as a small group of a spaceship crew. Oof, everything's falling over. Um, so the idea here, you basically play as a small group of a spaceship crews, and you build your own spaceship. I think I need to work on the peg for the characters again. You basically build your own spaceship like so, add some cannons and other tech, and then you basically play this against the other opponent in a classical battleship type of mechanics. Um, the additional thing that I add is basically rather than just taking turns and announcing which coordinates you want to shoot at, I was thinking maybe instead you actually control each of your crews to operate the machineries that is in your battleship. So there are cannons here, radar, some force field generator. So instead of just like announcing A1 or B4 and see if it hit or miss, your crew first need to move adjacent to the cannon, roll some dice, pass the proficiency test, and then if you are manage to pass the proficiency test, it's a successful attempt, then you can shoot. So that's the idea. Basically making something simple and fun a bit more complicated, but as a trade-off, maybe there could be some fun little RPG aspect infused to that. And also with this, based on this mechanic, I also created, for instance, a force field, so that your crew can activate the force field and turn the shield up. So next time your opponent try to hit your battleship, if they guess the coordinate correctly, if your shield is up, rather than getting hit, you just lower down the shield or something. And since it's a turn-based type of board game, so I need to also come up with some sort of action point economics or system. So I was thinking maybe in this game I can use the oxygen level. So the oxygen level determines how many action your crew can do per turn. So yeah, I repurposed the slider here and turned it into an oxygen level, and the other slider here for the force field. So yeah, this is what I came up so far. I got some, and while I was doing this, I thought it would be cool if I can recreate some HUD type of setup and come up with this slider that can store all the crew tags here. So yeah, that's the idea of that. And oh, also each crew has in this game. I was thinking there will be three different proficiencies, three different type of proficiency for each crew, and those are the combat proficiency for anything that has something to do with combat, like firing the cannons and those stuff. There is engineering proficiency for your crew to repair machineries or operate other machineries in the ship. And the last one is stellar proficiency. I was thinking to use this for radar or light speed jump. I still don't know how exactly is it gonna play out with this mechanics. I think it could be a nice setup, broad enough, and I think broad enough for any type of mechanics that I want to build on top. So yeah, that's what I came up with. Um, the thing is, I cannot. I I don't think I can somehow turn this into a solo play type of board game. Maybe there is something else there that I still need to play around with. But so far, I was thinking to make this just as a two-player game, just like a typical Battleship board game that we all played. So yeah, this is what I came up with. Still using gray. I just realized I'm getting tired seeing this type of gray box. Just thinking maybe I'm gonna like print this into a different color, and yeah, just like to spice it up a bit. I was thinking to maybe print it in white. I think white and orange could kind of work nicely. Reminds me a bit of like typical theme of like how NASA or like those space company wants to always use this type of color theme. So maybe that's something that I could try. I also added this like small slot right here to insert a tripod because I need to somehow keep the other half of the box stand all the time. Kind of works, but if this part is getting heavier, then it will start to topple on the other to the other side. So I still also need to think about that. But yeah, this is what I came up so far. Let me know what you guys think, and if you are interested to know more about this, I also posted a long form explanation video about this. So feel free to check it out. And yeah, kind of like it. The thing is, as I still need to really play test it thoroughly from start to finish, and to do so, I need a partner. Maybe I'll ask my brother to print another set of this and play it over Zoom or video call. Thing is, although this is a board game, you and require another person. The other person doesn't necessarily need to be physically with you because all you need to do is just like relay the coordinates, and if it hits, then it hits. Yeah. Oh, one last thing. The reason why there are two different colors here was thinking the red one signifies the spot that you successfully hit, and the orange one was those spots that uh, when you try to attack, the opponent doesn't say hit or miss. Instead, it says block. So maybe there is actually something there, but maybe because the force shield is up, then your attack got blocked. Yeah, the idea here, if it's in different color, it means that maybe you can try again in your next turn to try to hit the same spot, and maybe if the force field is down, then you get a successful hit after that. So yeah, this is what I came up so far. It was a pretty fun weekend project. Uh, Also a good getaway from the other projects that I still haven't managed to really nail. I'm talking about this beauty right here. Still cannot make this somehow. Now it works. What the hell? This is weird. Anyway, last time I played with this, the barrel doesn't even want to rotate, but now for some reason it works. Although, well, okay, not as you can see here, if you try to rotate, it wouldn't rotate fully. Look, there is still some gap here that I still need to work on. Yeah, I was thinking, since this is since this is the bane of my existence, I was thinking to just upload the whole thing onto my Patreon, and I'll just leave this model for my patrons to print and test it by themselves, and improve it by themselves if I still cannot somehow successfully make this work. I think that's fair. I still want to put this out there, but I think putting it out there for purchase, I think it's not fair because technically it's not 100% working yet. But yeah, anyway, um, what a happy coincidence! I was about to I was about to complain and talk again about how this thing never worked, and it just worked now. Anyway, so that's my log entry for today. Let me know what you guys think about the new board game ideas. I still don't have a name for that, so also if you have ideas for that, could be cool. I really appreciate that. But most importantly, if you guys have some ideas about what can I add there, or what do you think about the basic mechanic of the game. Anyway, that's my video for today. See you in the next log entry.